Welcome back. We are still on the business segment and we still have a guest around. Now we would want to move to another topic that has affected the whole world. Last year we had the breakout of COVID-19 pandemic, and we would want to know how business-wise she has dealt with it in Bloom Africa. And I just want to pose a simple question that how did you cope with COVID-19 on the very first days of its announcement, especially in Kenya?
Well, COVID came as a surprise. Okay, let me say that the impact of COVID came as a surprise. First, we didn't expect it to take this long. We thought it's something that's going to come in, and then in a few months we are back in business. But we realized that I mean, COVID is now here with us, and it is here to stay. So the first months were not too bad, because at least we were able to. I mean, we had a bit of reserves. We were able to pay salaries, which is one of the biggest things for any business. You have to be able to pay salaries. And then, of course, we allowed our staff to start working from home. And what we thought would maybe last for a month or 2 months, moved to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Then from there now we started feeling the impact of COVID. We lost a number of clients due to COVID. We were doing retrenchments, and usually it's when you're retrenching, I think retrenchment is the hardest thing as a HR practitioner, because usually when you're letting go of somebody, you're letting go because there's reason. But when you're retrenching, there's no reason.
Yeah.
So you're telling somebody you have to go, and they're like, why? And you have to explain to them why they have to go. Then number two is in our role as HR, we get to know our staff quite well. So you know who's had a baby, who's just gotten married, who's just moved house, who's just taken a loan for a car. You get to know so many things. And now when you're telling the person that this is the last month we are paying you, it's quite hard. It's very, very hard. Yeah.
Wow. And what are some of the measures that you took to ensure that your employees are able to go through the pandemic?
Okay. One is we definitely had to reduce salaries because there was no income coming in. So we sat down with my staff and we agreed that we're going to reduce salaries to X amount of money. And so with the reduction of salaries, I also reduced their travel. So we said, no, you don't come to the office unless you have to come to the office. And you only visit clients when it's necessary. So one, for their protection, and also to save them the transportation costs. Then the other thing that we started doing is we would get small consultancies here and there. Under normal circumstances, I would handle the consultancy or I'd give it to a member of staff. But what I started doing now is when I give the staff the consultancy, we have a profit sharing agreement. So we can decide that maybe it's 50-50. We're going to divide that income.
Wow.
And that was an eye opener for me, because not only did it grow my staff in terms of skill set and knowledge of how to handle clients, and also knowledge of different HR processes, I saw an ownership of the business that I have never seen before.
Wow.
So for just the staff member to know that this is my consultancy and I have a share in this, I find that they are more willing to chase after the client, they're more willing to get information, they're willing to research, they're more conscious about the reports they are giving. So it really grew that my staff, from just being staff to actually, if I may, to becoming owners to becoming co-owners of the business and to actually owning that work. And I think if it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't have had that transition. Because I can see now some of those lessons learned during COVID. I can see them now in my quest for excellence. I now see my staff will go to a client's office on a Saturday. Because something needs to be done, something has to be done. I don't have to tell them to go. So they'll go and then they'll tell me, today I'm here because I have to do 1, 2, 3. I went on Monday, they didn't have power, so I need to go on Saturday. And they'll do that out of their own volition. I don't have to tell them, I don't have to follow up. So COVID, I'd say that COVID period really, really grew my staff.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that answers a question I had, that I know your business involves a lot of moving. So I was wondering, how did working from home work for you? Yeah, and you see, I think for you it was a blessing in disguise.
It was.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Did you have to lay off at any point?
Thank God. Praise God, no, we didn't lay off.
Wow.
We did not lay off. Yeah, and one of the things I appreciate about my staff is that I feel we are a family, and we sat down and we discussed, and what I told them is there are two ways we can do this. Either we just retain the people whose clients are paying. So if your client is paying, I retain you on full pay. If your client is paying, I retain you on full pay. And we let go the ones whose clients are not paying. Or we share what is coming in. And they all said, let us share what is coming in.
Wow.
And that's exactly what we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I like the format of your business, where you are not the boss, the king, who gives orders and they have to be followed. And I think there's a lot to learn. And what can you tell someone who wants to begin a business, or they're in human resource consultancy business? What can you tell them? Especially now that I think people have faced challenges, and I believe many people right now are contemplating closing down their business. What can you tell them?
I'd say, number one, set standards for your business. I was listening to a man of God, Joshua Selman, and he was preaching about Esther. And he said that when the reason why Esther got into the palace is because Vashti failed to honor the king. So the king told her, just come, I want people to see how beautiful you are. And she was like, no. So at that point, because of her dishonor, she fell from grace. But when Esther got into the palace, she came in and she had honor. So in the work that you're doing, in whatever God gives you to do, honor that person. Honor the person who's given you the work. Honor the work. So honor is key. And that also goes with that Bible verse that I don't know exactly where it is. But it says, whatever God puts in your hand to do it with all your might.
Wow.
So honor that work. And when you honor what you do, you'll always have repeat clients.
Wow.
Then number two, I find honor like a saving. When you work for people and they realize that you respect their work, you respect them, and you respect their business, even if they don't have a lot of business for you at that time, they will always look for you. They will always call you. I have a client I worked for like 3 years ago, and the client went quiet. But when they had something big to do, for something HR related, they called me.
Wow.
And they called me out of the blue. So, and I have others who have not given me business, but have referred me to other clients.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think when you're starting a business, put it in your mind to do, work as well as though you're working for the Lord and not for man.
Mm-hmm.
I try that. I try that very, very hard, to work as though I'm working for the Lord and not for man. Yes, sometimes we fail, but when you realize that you have failed, go back and try to do it. Pick yourself and try to do it better. Always try to do it better. Then I think the other thing I can tell somebody, when you're starting a business, your employee is king. Your employee is very, very important. Your employee can make you and can break you. And I've seen situations where I have wanted to do 1, 2, 3 things for a client, and I wanted to work to the best of my ability, but the person I have placed there is not giving me the results I want.
Yeah.
So what I do is I'll move that person. But now catching up is so much work. So I'd say, number one, you need to make sure that you're frequently in touch with your employees. You're reviewing what they're doing. Let me not say on their case, but you're in touch with the staff member, and you're reviewing what they're doing.
Wow.
Then the other thing is that you need to treat your employees as though they own the business. Let them own the business, because when your staff own the business, you do away with that frequent like a mother hen, you're hovering over the employees. You give your employees a chance to grow, and then your employees also understand where you're coming from. So when you're sitting down and they're telling you, I've got a problem in 1, 2, 3 places, and you ask them, so how did you sort out that problem? They will go back and think, okay, this is how I will sort the problem. And they'll go back to the client with a solution. Because if you're the owner of all the solutions, you dry up. Yeah, because a lot is being taken from you. Yeah. So you need to treat your employees as part of owners of the business, and give them that responsibility. Empower them so that they can be able to work and give the results that you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What great wisdom for business beginners. If you want to begin a business, you have it right there. You know what to do, when and how. And
then also, maybe just to add on to that, a business is never about the money, because you can have billions. Start a business and it goes down. But when you start your business following purpose, and following and asking God to show you what your purpose is, and committing yourself to doing what God wants you to do and how He wants you to do, money will follow. It will definitely follow.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't say I've gone out marketing or anything, but somehow clients come.
Wow.
They come. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So also in everything you need to involve God. You need to call God to your business. And now, as a parting shot, we cannot close before connecting with what you do.
Yeah.
You said you do recruitment and people are looking for jobs out there. How can we find you? How can we find the jobs that you recruit for?
I'd say from where I sit, and I know this may sound a bit controversial to those who are listening and probably don't have jobs. Yes, people are looking for jobs, but employers are also looking for employees.
What an irony.
Yeah. One of the things is that we advertise a job and you get more than 50 CVs. But this CV has got spelling mistakes. It has, it's been written very badly, very carelessly. Some people even just copy-paste the CV and put it on the body of the email. So definitely, if you're writing your CV like that, I'll not take you. So you fail level 1. Even before when I look at your CV and the CV is not up to the standard I want, then I delete it. We don't even consider it again. Then number 2, so maybe you have a good CV, then you come for the interview. I mean, I have seen people walk into the interviews wearing ripped jeans. I mean, tumbo cuts. Dress properly. Dress for the interview like you want that job, because it's what you give out. If you come in wearing ripped jeans, definitely there's a show of a lack of seriousness. I remember one candidate told me, it's not the clothes that are working, it's me who is working.
Oh.
And I asked him, if you are interviewing for Safaricom, would you go dressed like that? Exactly. You wouldn't dress like that for Safaricom. So there's no small job. So don't think because I'm being interviewed for a job at Bloom Africa, I can dress the way I want because Bloom Africa is not an international company. No, you never know where God would want you to start. Yes. So dress for that interview like you're going for an international job. Number 3 is your presentation. Be ready for the interview. Find out about that organization. I've seen people who come in to interview, and just by talking to them, they've told me, I went into your website, and I think you could add 1, 2, 3. They've taken time to research. To research my company. They know about my company. They've pointed out a few areas that I could add on to. And I remember there's one particular person I interviewed, and I was interviewing them amongst many. And she just came and as we were talking, she pointed me to something in my website that I had not even seen myself. And right there and then the interview was over. I knew I wanted to hire her.
Wow.
So some of those things, just be ready for the interview. So again, I'm saying that jobs are there. We are looking for people. And I can tell you for a fact, there's one role I needed 10 people, and it was so problematic to even get those 10 people, because they come in and at interview, it's there's a problem with presentation and even how the person communicates and all that. So we had a problem filling in those 10 positions. Then the other thing is that you get recruited, you get into the job. How many you cannot go past the first 3 months. One, you don't have etiquette, you don't have employment etiquette. You don't realize that when you want to take a day off, you have to ask. You just decide you're not taking a day off. So you're calling us HR leo sijisikii kukuja. I mean, definitely that's a problem. You've not you don't come to work early. Basically your manner is wrong as far as employment is concerned. So the first 2 weeks we observe you on the job and we're like, no, we cannot work with this person. So if you want to apply for a job, prepare yourself for that position. And then when you get the job, prepare yourself to be employed in that company. Respect that company and respect the authority in that company. So we have a portal, and we usually post jobs. We post jobs in different places on WhatsApp, and then we also have a website, which is www.bloomafrica.co.ke. So anytime you see a position that has been advertised by Bloom Africa, you can apply if you meet the criteria. We'll always so we if your CV is up to the standard that we require, we'll always call you for an interview. The other thing is that you may not get that position, but we keep CVs in our database, and there are a number of people we have called and told them, you did not get this position, but there's 1, 2, 3 positions that are open. Are you interested? So those are for our very good CVs. Our near misses, we usually just call back and offer you the position.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you charge for recruitment?
We charge the client for recruitment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. My viewers, you've heard for yourself. It's for you to submit your CVs and get employed. And please, when you're coming for the interview, dress well. And when you're given the job, please work. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you, our guest, Ngina, and we look forward to having you again. Thank you so much, our viewers. See you next time. Bye-bye.